Have you ever wondered what is underwater? Then take a deep breath and dive with us to the depth of the sea. Today, our travel companion will be Xenograpsus testudinatus, a hydrothermal crab that lives at the bottom of the sea, near a hydrothermal vent. Let's discover together the physiological adaptation that makes this species truly unique. This species belongs to the subphylum Crustacea in the order Decapoda. We can notice how the carapace of our friends is square, slightly broader than long, convex and glabrous. The callipeds are short, stout, similar to each other, and covered with granules. On the ambulatory legs, the granules are found only on the margins. The species also exhibits sexual dimorphism. The weight and chela length of males are significantly larger than those of females. These crabs has been primarily found in hydrothermal vents near the coast of Taiwan. But what are hydrothermal vents?
The answer to that is very easy. The hydrothermal vents usually occur when two tectonic plates move away from each other. When this happens, magma rises in between and cools down, creating a new surface floor, what we call underwater mountains. Here, the seawater flows in through faults and porous sediments, approaching magma chambers where the water is heated up to 400 Celsius. This hot water rises quick and under great pressure, and it's full of metals, such as sulfur, iron, silver, copper, zinc, and gold. Finally, when this warm water reaches the cold water from the sea, the minerals precipitate, forming, very slowly, chimneys. These are what we call hydrothermal vents. The hydrothermal vents were usually called the edge of life because they have very extreme conditions to live in, such as extreme temperature, acidity, hypoxia or anoxia, pressure, and toxic compounds such as sulfur and metals. But it has been discovered that these environments represent an entirely new ecosystem with hundreds of species.
But to live in it, they need some physiological adaptation. Let's see some of them. Let's start with the exoskeleton composition that is divided into 3 layers. The first one is the epicuticle, that is the outermost layer, and the presence of nanogranulus layers donate a very high resistance from threads. It is also rich in aluminum and sulfur compounds. The second layer is the exocuticle, which is made by an aluminium gel layer that helps the whole structure to withstand the high pressure. The endocuticles with the exocuticle are made of Bulligan structures, which consist of multiple lamellae or layers adjacent to each other and donate strength. They also need respiratory adaptations. In fact, they had to adapt to live in an environment with scarce oxygen availability that is even lower because of spontaneous reaction with sulfide. To deal with this, they enlarged the scaphognathite, which suggests an increase in the ventilatory capacity. A key role in absorption of oxygen is given by hemocyanin, a protein that increases the affinity with oxygen and helps in the sulfide detoxification.
Hydrothermal vents serve as natural laboratories to understand how animals can adapt and survive to possible future scenarios. For this reason, scientists focus more on the shallow water since they have common characteristics with global changes, like high temperature and turbidity and low pH. We can make some hypotheses on how the animals will adapt in the future, for example, having a lower hemolymph pH like in Xenograpsus testudinatus, 7.40 against 7.90, having a low metabolic rate, reducing fertilization rate and growth, specialized sensory organs, and detoxification mechanisms for the sulfide.
And now some curiosities. Xenograpsus testudinatus was firstly discovered in 2000. The name testudinatus is derived from the Latin and means turtle shell, alluding to the general appearance of the crab and the island where it lives, Quechantao or Turtle Island. It is the only crustacean species known to live in this place. It feeds on zooplanktons that were killed by the vent plumes and then settled on the seabed like snow. It has developed a unique reproductive migratory behavior. The mature females migrate to the vent periphery, with a distance of 100 to 200 meters to release their offspring to prevent injury and toxic effects from hot and toxic vent fluids. After larval release, they migrate back to the vent field and are enriched with zooplankton and with minimal competition or predation from other organisms.
And now let's summarize what we have seen so far. Adapting to ocean warming and acidification is not impossible, but it will require a lot of time. This crab already faces the challenges of low pH and high temperature with a super resistant shell and an incredible respiratory adaptation. And further studies are needed to investigate other animals adapted to hydrothermal vents. So that's all, folks. See you on the next episode.